I'm Jess, this is Let's Break It Down. This is a show where I basically do your English homework for you, and I give you things to think about before you start, a plot summary, and then discussion topics based on books that you're probably required to read for English class. Last time we took a look at our third text, Frankenstein, and if you wanted to catch up on what happened so far, you can either look at Frankenstein Part 1, which will be linked up here somewhere, but then you could also check out our Facebook page where I have the PDF posted if you wanted to read up until chapter 11, which is where we're starting from. We'll jump right into the second part. Alright, so the monster decides to retell his entire life's story up until now. The monster, he remembers being woken up again, brought back to life, and he's just like, what the fuck is this? And he goes up to Frankenstein hey, what's up, Dad? And Frankenstein runs the fuck away. The monster runs out into the fucking abyss and has to relearn how to do basically everything. So the monster's stupidly smart. And he found the perfect little TV show to occupy his time with, and it is called The Real Random Villagers of the Monster's Early Childhood. And he got obsessed with the show. Whenever they weren't happy, he was unhappy, and he learned how to do basic emotions from them. And he got really, really, really deep into learning every single thing about this family. And the monster finally builds the courage to go up into the cottager's house, and then there's the blind old man who's there. So the monster's like, hey, I'm too ugly to look at, so maybe the blind person can accept me. So he goes up to the cottage and he knocks, and the blind old man was so nice to him. The old blind man's kids came back, and they're just like, what the fuck is... And then they chase the monster out, and he was so broken from that. The monster wandered through the woods for months, and then he broke his shoulder because he tried to help a kid from dying. Every single person he ever interacted with just given him so much shit. So he decided, I need a companion. There was this little boy who was wandering through the woods. Turns out the monster was right outside his creator's hometown. And turns out the little boy who ran up was Frankenstein's little brother. When the monster found that out, he was like, cool. And then he kills the little boy. And he's like, the rest of my life, I'm gonna make Frankenstein as miserable as he made me. This is definitely gonna fill the void. A monster wraps up his story so that's when I found out that I need you to make someone of the opposite sex of me, just so I have a companion. And then Frankenstein's like, hell no, I'm not doing that. Are you kidding? What? I'm not gonna do shit for you. And then the monster's like, I would consider doing shit for me, because I will follow you around your entire rest of your life. I will kill every single person that you love unless you make me a companion. He's just like, okay, I'll do it. So they make this agreement up in this fucking big ass mountain. And then Frankenstein comes back down, and his dad approaches him hey, are you still getting married? Frankenstein's like, yeah, I literally cannot do better. I have to make this monster before I can even think about getting married right now. Frankenstein takes his best friend, Henry Clerval, to England, because they're in Germany, and go to Scotland somehow, and they just go on this island, and Frankenstein starts up his work again, and then once he starts, he's like, I can't do this, and he destroys it. And the monster busts in what are you doing? Don't you know I'm gonna kill every single person that you like? And he's just like, I don't fucking care. I'm not giving you another partner so you can fuck up all of humanity. And the monster's like, fine, see you on the honeymoon, bitch. I'm gonna have the best time. And you're not. Frankenstein and Clerval go on a boat. Frankenstein is immediately taken into custody when he gets to land. He's just like, why am I being arrested? And they're like, we found this man dead on the shore. Who died? It was Clerval. Clerval's dead. He's really upset about that. He's in there for 3 months. His dad comes by, frees him. Once Frankenstein gets out of jail, his dad hands him a letter from Elizabeth, his betrothed, and she's just like, hey, do you love someone else, or what's going on here, dude? It's fine if you love someone else, but I love you. And Frankenstein's like, yes, bitch, but here's the thing. I have a big secret, but you can't know until after we get married. And Elizabeth's just like, there's a lot of days before we get married, can't you? Frankenstein's like, no, I don't know why, but no, I can't do it. So Frankenstein and Elizabeth get married, and Frankenstein's like, this is the happiest I've ever been. Frankenstein spends his entire wedding night waiting up for the monster, but the second that Elizabeth gets into her bed, The monster kills her anyway. So Frankenstein is just kind of sitting with Elizabeth's dead body, and the police come and they're just like, why do you keep killing people? I swear to shit it isn't me. I reanimated this big ass corpse that's 7 feet tall. Give me money so that I can chase him. And the police are like, sure, sounds legit. Here's some money. So Walton comes back. I know, sister, this shit is fucking wild. And then he writes her again. He's like, this is just, we're gonna die out here. We're going back to England. He writes his sister again, like, Frankenstein, my best friend, is dead. And I'm so fucking sad about it. The monster comes in after Frankenstein's dead, and he's just like, oh, Frankenstein, why are you dead? This is so sad. Walton's just kind of like, you know, I know that right before Frankenstein died, he told me to kill you when I saw you, like, kill this fucker on sight, but why are you sad? You kind of caused all this. Do you think I like being this way? I don't like killing people. The worst thing I did was kill his friend. People have made me miserable my whole life. I was driven to be this way because this guy completely neglected me, so how fucked up is that? And it ends. So here's some more discussion topics to bring up. This idea of dangerous knowledge and like how far can one person possibly go for the pursuit of knowledge before it just completely bites you in the ass? Who is the real monster here? And that's the end of this text. So if you check out our Facebook page, I have a PDF version of the book that you can reference when you're writing your essay. And then there's also a bunch of different resources, there's bonus content, and just like a lot more. And so this is where I'm gonna end. I never know how to end videos, so it's just gonna go out.